Mr. Assassin, and I'm here today to do Tower of God, chapter 267. Now, before I start this chapter review, I want to tell everyone that I am a little bit sick. I have a cold, so if my voice doesn't sound that good, well, it is what it is. So let me just get quickly through this chapter because the content in this chapter is not that hard to get through. The chapter is actually pretty simple. So the first part of the chapter is Daniel, Aka, and the others having Satsuki or whatever his name is. They are having second thoughts about their friend Erwin. So they were fighting because Daniel didn't tell them that Erwin killed that man. And Daniel states that even if I told you, would you have gone to Joachim and told him that you were responsible, or even more, that Erwin was responsible for this? No, you would have done the same thing as I did. So yeah, they have the struggles with the train back then, because now everybody in the train is against them. And how did they escape? It was a miracle on its own, but they did find a book in Joaquin's room, and that book had a seal spell that they could use to seal Joaquin. Unfortunately, that spell required a human life, and Wynne sacrificed herself to lock Joaquin up. But Aka, being the defender of the team, he didn't have the power to sacrifice himself. Well, now he's having second thoughts. A little bit too late, if you ask me. After 300 years to have second thoughts that you didn't sacrifice yourself. And it does give them character development, but it doesn't matter for the story progression, because what happens in the past cannot be changed right now. So from a story progression, it's not really that interesting, but it does give Aka and Daniel character development. Now the second part will be Joaquin reunited with his team, and I don't know what happened to his team because right now there's only Rachel and Miss Hara, or whatever her name is, the singer, the blue-haired chick, and it's just them. It may be related to the fact that after she lost the bet with Kun only gave her $1 because Kun made a deal with her. If she takes the dollar that Kun wanted to borrow her, to lend her, sorry, and if she won, and if Kun won the next round, then she will tell him everything about the bet. And it's kind of a risky bet for Rachel because now they are so few in their team and they only have $1, so the odds are against her. But Kun knows Rachel, and he knows that she won't back down even if the odds are against her, and the odds right now are 90% against her. But she did exactly what Kun thought she would do, and she didn't back down. She went to the next round with just $1, expecting that she would win. And if Kun wins, then I think she will have to tell him everything about Bam. Of course, that's not what's going to happen. I have a feeling that something is going to happen in the next round that goes against the rules of the competition. And somehow this whole thing, this whole train contest will escalate to a bigger scale where there will be no winners and losers, there will be just survivors. That's all. And somehow Rachel will sleep again and escape through the mayhem. That's what I'm betting at right now. I don't think it's going to be a nice clean tournament. I think that the mayhem that Joaquin will cause will allow Rachel to escape on one of the floors, the upper floors, and make a whole team again. We'll have to see. But right now it's very interesting that she took that bet with Kun. On Bam's side, he reunites with Kun and the others, and he tells Kun all about White and about the fact that he is a Slayer, not a Slayer candidate, but actually a Slayer. And if he becomes complete, there will be no way for them to beat him. And Kun seems pretty relaxed right now. So I think he has a plan to work this out, to because he says, well, if he doesn't become complete, then he's no problem to us. So I think there's something in his mind, and Kun, like I said before, Kun always has a plan. Yuri, Zahard, and Ethan seem to be pretty relaxed right now because Bam's team has won 2 rounds in a row, so they are pretty relaxed. They are eating popcorn and stuff. And Yuri even tells the conductor that if Bam wins, she will kill him in 10 seconds. So the conductor is even more stressed on his head to somehow corrupt the next round in favor of Joaquin, and like I said before, cause a lot of mayhem and chaos. One thing that is pretty strange is the fact that when they get to the center to start the third round, and I was right about this, the third round starts immediately, so Bam has no time to rest. I called it out, and this is how it is. No time for rest, which means that Bam is at a great disadvantage in this round. But anyway, the third round starts right now, and apparently the last clone of Joaquin shows up, and the strange fact is that Joaquin doesn't recognize her. He doesn't know who she is, and Yuri Zahar says this girl has a lot of power, which means that somehow the last clone of Joaquin has been corrupted by the conductor in some way. This is my speculation, this is my theory, that the conductor somehow corrupted the last clone of Joaquin to grant him even more power. He rigged the game so that Joaquin would win no matter what. But of course, with somebody as stable as Joaquin and with a spell of that caliber, of that demon caliber, you cannot be sure how things will turn up in the end. Which is again why I think that this third round will not end good, and it will end up in a lot of chaos, and the game will just sidetrack from there. And one last thing I should add before I end this chapter review is that the last girl who pretends to be Joaquin's sibling has red eyes, and none of Joaquin's siblings had red eyes until now. If she is his last sibling, she has been tampered with in some way, shape or form. We'll find out. But that's the chapter. Rate, comment, subscribe. Oh, and I wanted to say something. Just remember this. The drama that's happening in this train is nothing more, because it doesn't have to do with Kun and Bam in a direct way. It's more relatable to Danielle, Akka, and Sasuke and the others. And because it's not directly related to Bam and Kun, it doesn't help them in the character development department, but it adds to the overall drama of the story, because remember, Bam says that he doesn't want power by stepping on other people, and this thing with the train further helps Bam's state of mind to go to the correct path. I don't know if perhaps I'll make a separate video about this. Yeah, that's a bad idea. I'll make a separate video about this. But rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.